Hello everyone, this is the best damn critic in the universe, and this is episode 7, and I will be reviewing Battlefield 1 for the PlayStation 4. And also, they're pretty much the same for Xbox, so this is for both consoles pretty much. So, let's get into graphics. Now, the graphics were very good. I loved them. They were very detailed. They were very, good when you shot things with rockets or cannons, they blew up and it didn't just like kind of ricochet off like some games. So the graphics were great. In the single player, no lagging, no clipping, nothing. In the multiplayer, the graphics held up good as long as you have at least a pretty good internet connection. And I've never had a bad internet connection with it, so I have to say the graphics were good. So let's get into single player. Let's get into the gameplay. Now I'm gonna break it down into single player and multiplayer. So single player. Let me talk about some of the drawbacks. Now, some of the drawbacks of single player was that it was too short. There were 6 different regions, and this was World War One. So they could have had at least 4 more battles, in it. They were pretty short. Each mission takes around a little over an hour to do, maybe an hour and a half, depending on how much you die. And you do die a good amount, just letting you know. And basically, so there were 6 of them. So it took me around 10 hours, give or take, to finish the whole, story mode. And a couple other drawbacks is that the stealth mechanics are a little clunky. There's only a couple missions where you have to use stealth, and I didn't like them. It's like you couldn't hide that well. They could see you very easily. It's easy to alert guards, like too easy, in my opinion. They shouldn't really, I feel, to be honest, feel they shouldn't have really stealth mechanics if it's not in third person because it's so hard to hide around stuff if you're in first person. You don't know you don't know where your body is, etc. So I didn't like it. It was clunky. The melee was fun. It did like whenever you hit someone, it kind of did a slight cinematic where it has you bashing their head in or stabbing them with a knife if you hit them like a good like 1 or 2 times. So those are the drawbacks. However, also another drawback, I'm sorry, is that since it was so short and there were only 6 missions, each mission had a separate like character, so you could never get emotionally invested in a character. Finally, when you did, it was over. But some of the good things about it is that, the aiming was good. I liked the weapons. They were pretty actually historically accurate. Some of them were, some of them weren't. But I like the weapons in general, and I like what you were able to fly in a plane, and you were able to drive a tank and shoot the cannon, which which I thought was those were probably the two most fun missions out of the whole game, besides the last mission, which was the funnest mission. However, let's get on. So yeah, all that's the good things about the single player, and also the loading was cool, and the missions were fun in general, even though they were pretty long, but there weren't enough of them. That was the only problem. The missions in general were fun. I liked the missions. So let's go on to multiplayer. Now they have the basic, team deathmatch, free for all, capture the flag, but they have 3 distinct game modes, which I really liked. Now the first one, my favorite one that I played was Operations. Now you have 2 options. You can play with 40 players or you can play with 64 players. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So, basically, in this operations, you can either attack or defend. And if you attack, you get 150 lives per team. So basically, if 150 of your teammates die, the wave is over. And you get 3 waves. Now the sectors, now basically it's taking over sectors. And there's around 2 to 3 actual like maps within one map, like 2 to 3 sections. So, and there's 5 sectors per section. So basically, you have the 3 waves for the whole time. So basically, you basically just attack kill everyone. It's kind of like capture the flag a little bit. Not no, not capture the flag. The one where you take over areas like in Call of Duty. So it's kind of like that, but there's multiple ones. It's not just like holding it and getting points for it. You have to hold those points until you grab the whole sector, and then you go to the next map. So if you're defending, you basically have unlimited lives. You have like machine gun nests, you have artillery cannons, and you have like any Battlefield Online experience. This is for the attackers and defenders. You have vehicles and also horses, like cavalrymen, which is a cool option, where you can basically run around the sword, slashing people and running them over with your horse, which was pretty fun. So as the defenders, you basically have to hold the sectors and you get unlimited lives. So basically it's a give and take. I feel that the attackers were a little overpowered because they get almost unlimited vehicles, and you get barely any vehicles as a defender. And they also get reinforcements, which one of them is a zeppelin with cannons and machine guns, and one is a armored train with cannons and machine guns on it, and it's a little overpowered. They're very very hard to destroy. So that's about operations. It's very fun. I loved operations. The maps were great and detailed. It was all good. So basically, let's go on to the next one, which is pigeons, and that's kind of like holding the skull in Halo, if you remember Halo, except it's a little different. The pigeon starts out neutral, and one team grabs it, and basically, they hold it for a certain amount of time, and then when the time comes, like when the timer runs out, they release it, and they get a point. You have to get 5 points to win, and it sends an artillery strike, killing enemy soldiers. And the cool thing is, you can actually shoot the pigeon down if you're good enough. It is kind of hard, but I've seen guys do it. You can shoot the pigeon down, and then it becomes neutral again, and you do the same thing over and over again. So, last one is Rush, and this was pretty fun too. Basically, there's 2 or 3 telegram posts, which is like the Morse code thing, the did it did it did it. And basically, if you're attacking, you basically have to kill the guys around it and set an explosive there. And there's no timer, but it has a fuse, and when the fuse runs out, it blows up. And if you're defending, you obviously make sure they don't set it down, and you can defuse it once a fuse has been set. And also a cool thing, if you're defending, you hold the action button, and it'll send artillery strikes after the circle thing timer runs out, which is pretty cool. Now, and basically that's all for the gameplay. It was very good. I really liked it. So I'm gonna give this game an 8 out of 10, mainly because of this single player mode. The multiplayer was great, the graphics were great, but the single player mode, it was good, but it didn't entice me. There wasn't enough going on. So this is the best damn critic in the universe signing off. And before you go, please, please, please like and share this video, and like my YouTube page, the best damn critic in the universe. Just type it in the Facebook search bar and like my YouTube channel, the best damn critic in the universe. And thank you.